Hello, my name is Jackie Lee, and I'm the Senior Financial Compliance Officer at the Bereavement Authority of Ontario. In this video, I'll be going over how to submit Form 2, the report on care and maintenance. Feel free to pause the video at any time to follow along. Starting off with logging in, you may visit portal.thebao.ca/signin, where you may enter your username and password. Please keep in mind your username is your license number, which starts with an OP dash followed by your 7-digit license number. After successfully logging in, click on Trust Reporting at the top, and then click on Report on Care and Maintenance Fund/account. Find your 2025 fiscal year report and click on Details on the right side. First and foremost, to upload any attachments such as your banking, trust statements, price list, or audit report, you can click on Add Comment on the right, and then click on Choose Files to attach your file. Once you have attached the files, you can click on Submit to upload them. Please note that all cemetery operators are required to submit a trust or banking statement along with your updated price list for the year. If you have over $500,000 in care and maintenance funds, you are also required to submit an audit report on compliance. Starting off with the form, please select what your fund or account pertains to, whether it's for interment and scattering rights or for monuments and markers, or both. Number 1 for the opening balance is fetched from your previous year report's ending balance. If you believe there to be an error, you may correct it manually. Number 2 is for the amount collected in the previous year, meaning 2024, but not deposited in 2025. This is also fetched from your previous year's report that you have submitted to us. You likely wouldn't have to edit these two numbers, as our financial compliance officers review your submission for accuracy and will make the necessary revision to reflect the correct amounts owed. Once you're ready to move on, click Next. On this next page, you will be entering your non-installment sales for the year. For this example, I'll enter in an adult in-ground grave. To calculate your amounts, please visit our online calculator at thebao.ca/calculator. Otherwise, our online portal will calculate things for you to ensure correctness and will produce an error if you enter in an incorrect value. For this example, I'll enter in 1 unit sold for a total of $1,000, the care and maintenance contribution as $400. Once you have entered all your non-installment sales, click Next to proceed to installment sales. Similarly to the last page, you'll be entering information regarding installment sales if it applies for the year. Once completed, click Next to proceed to markers and monuments. On this page, you will enter in the number of markers or monuments installed for your fiscal year. In this example, I'm going to enter in 1 flat marker for a total contribution of $100. Once completed, you may click Next to proceed. On this page, you will only enter in information if you have resold interment or scattering rights for your fiscal year. For this example, I'm going to select adult in-ground graves. And let's say I've resold 1 unit where the current price is $2,000. Now, based on the rate, which is the greater of 40% of total sales or $290 per unit, we know that the minimum required care and maintenance contribution is going to be $800, because 40% multiplied by 2,000 is $800. If, let's say, the amount that was contributed from the previous sale was $300, then that means the required amount of care and maintenance contributions made after the resale must be $500. Once you have finished entering in all your resales for the year, if any, you may click on Next to proceed. If you have any other deposits that went into your care and maintenance funder account during the fiscal year, but is not related to the sale of interment and scattering rights, or the installation of markers and monuments, or resales, you can click on Create New to open up a new entry. You will only enter in information here if you have one of the following situations: care and maintenance payments made in lieu of property tax, a donation or request deposited for the purposes of care and maintenance, a transfer of care and maintenance funds from another financial institution, a repayment of care and maintenance capital from the borrowing of an approved application, voluntary additional contributions, and lastly, any other situation that is not listed here. In this example, I'm going to select donations or requests deposited for care and maintenance. You may indicate the amount and provide a description of what this is for, and then click Submit. Once you have entered in all your other contributions, click Next to proceed. On this page, you will indicate the amount that you owe at the end of your fiscal year. For example, let's say I have $500 that is owing, which I will be depositing in 2026. Click Next to proceed to the final review. On this screen, you may indicate the date that a payment will be made to your care and maintenance funder account for the amount that you owe that you have indicated on the last page. It can be today's date or a future date. Next, if it applies, you may enter in your realized capital gains or losses and any interest or dividends that you have reinvested back into your care and maintenance fund or account. Please refer to your trust or bank statement to gather this information. In number 11A, you will enter in the amount of interest you have received during the year from your care and maintenance fund. This can come either in the form of a check or an electronic fund transfer. In 11B, you will enter in the amount of expenses that you have paid for the physical upkeep of the cemetery. Lastly, if there are any inconsistencies between your statement and your form, please provide us with an explanation or reconciliation or any notes to provide our financial compliance officers with as much background as possible. Once completed, click Next to proceed. The last step is the notice and certification. Please read the notice at your own pace. Once you have finished, you must click on I consent to the above and I certify at the bottom in order to proceed. Once done, you can click on Submit. Congratulations, your form and attachments have now been submitted to the BAO for review, and you may no longer edit your submission. If you've made a mistake after you've submitted, feel free to reach out to the financial compliance team either by email or phone to have it corrected. That's all for this video, and thank you for watching.